Welcome everybody back to another edition of the Unscripted Sports Show. I'm your host, Manny E, aka Eric, and today is the college football week 9 predictions and best bets. Let's recap last week. When my record is on the bottom, I went 11-5. Did 16 picks last week. We're doing 9 picks this week to get back to even, where it's either 0 or 5 at the end. So do that, and then we'll get back to 10 picks next week, maybe 5. I don't know, either 5 or 10. So this week, though I'm 42-39 on the season. Got back over 500 after incredible week last week, 11-5. And let's recap last week. I had Sam Houston in Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky won 31-14, so I was way off base there. It was last Wednesday. UTEP won against FIU. Got that right. Marshall won over Georgia Tech. Got that right. Virginia Tech won over BC. Got that right. But I had BC covering, so didn't get that right. But hold on. So I'm back. Let's see. Where was I? Now I had Duke over at FSU, Florida State. Got that right. I had Oregon over Purdue. Obviously got that right. That was easy winner, 45-0. Or yeah, 38-0. 38-0. BYU over Oklahoma State. BYU got a last minute touchdown and won 38-35. Nevada and Fresno State. I got the score right, but not the team right. So there's that. Louisville and Miami. I thought Louisville would win. Miami keeps proving me wrong. What else? Clemson over Virginia, easy winner. Indiana over Nebraska, easy winner, 56-7. They just destroyed them. Indiana keeps proving that they are legit. Army versus East Carolina, easy winner. Army continues to prove that they are legit too. Wisconsin over Nebraska, easy winner again. Coastal Carolina over Louisiana, I got that wrong. Arkansas over Tennessee. I had Arkansas. Why did I have? Oh, Alabama over Tennessee. I had Alabama winning. Tennessee came back and won. That was a pathetic game. And then Georgia over Texas. That was an easy winner. Georgia came out, proved that they welcomed Texas to the SEC, and Texas looked like dog shit. I mean, they look okay in the second half, but they look like dog shit in this first half. That was complete domination by Georgia in the first half. Some controversial calls in the second half. There was an interception. No, it was a pass interference that was called back. No, there was an interception that was called a pass interference, and then after the fans threw stuff on the field, they reversed it and called it an interception and not a pass interference. So there was that call that was bogus because right after the fans threw stuff on the field, they reversed it. But yeah, I get it. They had time to rethink it. But Texas fans are a bunch of crybabies. Not all Texas fans, but some of them are. Those people in the stands are a bunch of crybabies. They didn't get what they wanted, and their team lost. Boo hoo! You're not going to go undefeated in the SEC. Not going to happen in this day and age. It rarely happens. Georgia did it a couple years ago, but I think back-to-back seasons. No, one season they did it, but that was a good team. But in today's SEC, it's not going to happen. There's too much competition. Even Florida, my team is better than everybody predicted, and they won against Kentucky. So yeah, let's get to Week 9 picks. It's going to be my first pick tomorrow. Syracuse at Pittsburgh. This is going to be a good game. 5-1 Syracuse travels to number 19 Pittsburgh. Syracuse is plus 176 on the money line. Pittsburgh is minus 6.5 point favorites. I got Pittsburgh winning 24-17, and I do have a best bet in this game. That's for later. But I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. Both teams are good. Both teams have proven that they're good. Syracuse went into California and won. I think it was California. And then Pittsburgh 6-0. A lot of people think they're a fraud team, undefeated team. Maybe they are. Maybe they lose tomorrow. I have them winning 24-17. I could see Syracuse winning too. So this is kind of a toss-up, but I do have Pittsburgh covering. But that's not the best bet I have. So Pittsburgh wins. Proves 7-0. And probably moves into the top 15. Will they eventually lose? Yeah. I think it's going to be Pittsburgh in Clemson or Pittsburgh in Miami in the ACC championship game. Or it could be Miami and Clemson. But those are the three best teams in the ACC. So I see them winning 24-17. And moving along, the next one, Louisville and Boston College. This is on Friday night. This is another good matchup, another ACC matchup between 4 and 3 teams. Boston College is the plus 225 underdog at home. Louisville is minus 7.5. I don't usually like betting the minus 7.5, minus 3.5. I think those are trap lines because of the 3 and the 7. Winning by field goal, winning by touchdown. I have Boston College upsetting Louisville here. They're at home. I think they bounced back from last week. I know I had them last week too. Plus 7, but they were on the road. I think they come back home. They find themselves. They almost came back last week. They kind of came back, cut to 7, and they just fell apart again. But I think Boston College bounces back here. They've lost a couple games in a row, and they win at home 23-20. Louisville's coming off a shootout against Miami, which they couldn't win. So yeah, it's going to be a higher scoring game because Louisville's defense is awful, but Boston College defense is good. Yeah, so next game, I have number 17 Boise State at UNLV. UNLV is plus 138 on the money line at home, and Boise State is 5-1, minus 2.5 on the road, minus 105. And these lines are FanDuel, so shop around. I have Boise State winning 37-34. So I have UNLV covering. I could see them winning outright, but I don't know if they can stop their, I keep forgetting his name, the running back. Judy or something. Oh, I forgot his name. Boise State something. Let me check. Great Boise State running back, Anson Genti. He has over 400 yards, almost 500 yards on 45 carries, I believe. 9 touchdowns. He's having a Heisman Trophy season. I think he's. That's his stats. Let me check his stats again. Yeah, 9.2 average rushing attempt, 24 rushing attempts, 407 yards. It seems like they should have more. No. No, he has 1,248 yards rushing yards with 17 touchdowns. I don't know why when I googled it gave me only 9. I think that's the only conference. But yeah, so Ashton Genty, best running back in the country, Heisman Trophy candidate, probably the runaway winner right now, unless you're Miami fan, you think it's Cam Ward. But yeah, so Boise State, I don't know if UNLV can stop Genty. I think he'll have another 200-yard game. This is going to be a good game. Looking forward to watching this on CBS Network at 10:30 Eastern Time. So that should be a good game. It wouldn't surprise me if UNLV won. Their new quarterback, I think it's Williams. I think it's Haha Williams or something. He's pretty good. He's probably better than the one that transferred. I forgot his name. But yeah. So next game will be the first Saturday game. No, first Saturday game. Number 12 Notre Dame faces Navy at North Jersey and at the MetLife Stadium. It's a neutral site game. Navy is plus 365 on the money line. Notre Dame is minus 12.5. I think it's kind of disrespectful to Navy being minus 12.5 point favorite. But even though I think it's disrespectful, I think Navy covers fairly. Notre Dame win 31-19. It's an undefeated season for Navy comes to an end. It's just a no. Doesn't mean they're not a good team. Notre Dame is just better. Would it surprise me if Navy actually won? No. Nothing would surprise me this year. So I have Notre Dame winning. I think Notre Dame is gonna run it. It's gonna finish the season 11-1 and make the playoffs. But it's Notre Dame. And yeah. Unfortunately, Navy's undefeated season will come to an end. It would have been cool to see Army and Navy both undefeated in the last game of the season. Army and Navy both undefeated. That would have been cool. I'm rooting for Navy, so go Navy. Because I hate Notre Dame. I've always hated them. It should be a good game. 12 o'clock Eastern Time on ABC. So, next game, number 20 Illinois versus the new number one team in the country, the Oregon Ducks. My preseason national champion. You watch that video, check it out. Did it before the season. I had the Rockets. I had Oregon beating Georgia, and they're 7-0. They're the last P4 team undefeated of the major conferences. I think they're the last one undefeated. No, never mind. Penn State is undefeated. So I take that back. Oregon's minus 21.5. Illinois is traveling to Oregon. I think that's kind of disrespectful to Illinois. Illinois is still a good team. They beat Michigan last week. So I think that's kind of disrespectful. I have Oregon winning 35-24, so I have Illinois covering over under 54.5. The money line is plus 920 if you think Illinois is gonna go in the Ivy Stadium and win. I'll bet that, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But you never know, and it can happen. Seen it all this season. So next game, number 21 Missouri, just in one, traveling to Tuscaloosa to face Alabama Crimson Tide, who's coming off their second loss of the season. As I mentioned earlier, to Tennessee. They should have won that game. Missouri's plus 400 on the money line. If you think Alabama's done and they can lose this game, which they can. They're 12.5 point favorites. Over under is 55.5. It's 3:30 on ABC. Alabama winning 34-16. I think they bounce back here. They're usually a good bounce back team. They bounce back after the loss to Vandy. So yeah, Alabama has to win out and hope Georgia loses. And the only way they get to the playoffs, I think, is to make the SEC championship game, which is going to be tough because Georgia can win out too. But Georgia has Florida next, and then they have Tennessee, I think, coming. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be much of a game. I think Missouri's a fraud team. So yeah, and they'll be out of the top 25 after this week. Next game is it's going to be a good game. Another good game here. Number 8 LSU versus number 14 Texas A&M. A&M is minus 2.5 point favorite. Over under is 53.5. And LSU is plus 114 on the money line. I like LSU here. I think they're the better team. They have the better quarterback. I think they have the better coach team right now. LSU plays good late in the season. I think after that loss to USC, they've won 6 straight. And USC's turned out to be a fraud team. LSU should have won that game in the first game. But that's not here or there. LSU is better than they played in the first game. I think they come into hostile environment. Texas A&M win 26-23. Doesn't mean Texas A&M is a bad team. I think LSU is just better, and they're playing well right now. I think A&M is benefiting from kind of a weak schedule right now. So I have LSU winning 26-23. Next game, number 3 Penn State, the other remaining undefeated team from the P4, the P4 teams. They traveled to Madison, Wisconsin to face 5-2 Wisconsin. Wisconsin's coming off some impressive wins. Penn State is coming off a win over USC on the road. So I have them winning 31-17, going to Wisconsin, winning. This could be a trap game because they have Ohio State on deck. I think it's next week at home. So this could very well be a trap game for Penn State. Where is it? Yeah. Ohio State comes to town next week. I'm guessing Fox is going to be there. I think that's on Fox. So yeah, that's the Fox noon game next week. So Fox is going to be there. It's going to be a big spectacle because it's Ohio State. Penn State considers them rival, but Ohio State doesn't. They're both. Penn State will probably be coming into that game undefeated, and Ohio State has that one loss, and they can't afford to lose anymore. Because if they lose, it's basically going to be Penn State and Oregon in the Big Ten championship game, and Ohio State. The only way they can make it is to beat. If they lose to Penn State, I don't know if 3 teams make it from the Big Ten. Because you still have Indiana that could have it. Indiana is the other undefeated team in the P4. I forgot that. So Penn State, Indiana, and Oregon are the undefeated teams in the Big Ten. And Ohio State loses to Penn State. They could very well be out. I don't know if the committee will have four teams in the Big Ten in the playoff. Because you still have other conferences to consider with 2 teams. So does Indiana jump Ohio State if Ohio State loses? Yeah, because they're undefeated and Ohio State has 2 losses. So, and 2 conference losses. So Ohio State needs to beat Penn State next week. Penn State keeps proving me wrong. I still don't like James Franklin, but if James Franklin can win next week, take care of business this week and then beat Ohio State next week, man, he had proved me wrong this year. But we'll see. I don't think they win against Ohio State next week. I think Ohio State wins. And then Ohio State gets rematch against Oregon, or Indiana faces Oregon. I don't know how that's going to be sorted out, because if Oregon, Indiana finish undefeated, then Indiana and Oregon, and then Penn State and Ohio State are sitting back at one loss. This committee then put 4 teams in the Big Ten in the playoff. I don't know. We'll see. But Penn State winning, taking care of business with Ohio State on deck. But it wouldn't surprise me if they come out flat and lose this game, because they are coming off a bye and they have Ohio State on deck, as I said. And that's a big game for them. And they shouldn't be looking at Wisconsin. They shouldn't be overlooking Wisconsin, especially in Madison. And especially because Wisconsin is 5-2. They're not a walkover. They're not a cakewalk. In the last game, I'm predicting on this pick 9 this week is number 22 SMU traveling to Duke. Both teams are 6-1. SMU is a good team. Duke, I think it's a fraud 6-1 team. Plus 360 on the money line. 11.5 point favorite for SMU. I have Duke barely covering and winning and losing 31-20. So I think they get the last touchdown and missed a 2-point conversion. I don't know. Somehow SMU is going to win by 11. And then, yeah, that's how it works. Now to the best bets. Let's do that. That's my best bets. 10-16 on the season. 1-3 last week. Thursday's best bet. Syracuse and Pittsburgh under 62.5. And FanDuel minus 115. I like the under here. I think it's a Thursday night game. I don't think either team has a great offense, but not bad offense. I can see this being a defensive battle. I think both defenses are solid, so I can see this being a low-scoring game and Pittsburgh coming out on top 24-17, as I said, and that's a good way under. Friday's bet, I have UNLV covering the plus 3.5 against Boise. As I said earlier, I think UNLV can upset Boise, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Boise's just too good, and I don't know if they can stop Canty. As I said, they win 37-34, so that they're covering. Saturday's best bet is Penn State covers against Wisconsin in the game before Ohio State. So, yeah, I think Penn State rolls here late in the. I think Wisconsin keeps it close, and Penn State gets a late touchdown to win at 14. So, yeah. And then my money play best bet is LSU money line against Texas A&M. I know Texas A&M is at home. I'm impressed by LSU this year, especially after the USC loss. USC is turning out to be frauds. St. Lincoln Riley's probably going to be fired there. USC hasn't been. I thought USC was bad, but nah. They lost to Minnesota. They lost to Michigan. They come out west, come out east, northeast, and lose to Michigan and Minnesota in 2 games that should have won. But that's it. Tomorrow I'll do the NFL show. I think I'll be doing it by myself. I don't know if my brother will be able to come on. If he does, then great. But otherwise, I'll still be doing it tomorrow. Check that out. I don't know if I'll do it live, but I might do it live still. It's NFL shows I want to keep live. So check that out. No Friday wrestling show this week. It's Daniel's birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday to my bud my co-host Daniel. And then Saturday for the when teams combine, we'll be doing. Me and Doug will be at about 3:30 Eastern time. Will be our Doug will be doing his second King City Volume 2. It's called The Mad Scientist. We check that out about 3:30 Eastern time on Saturday. And the Staffcast with Mindy and Daniel on Sunday. And I don't know if the Road Down will be back next week, but I think they've taken a little break, so they might be back this week. We'll see. Check that out. Check all the channels out, especially the wrestling channel. That's our flagship channel. Subscribe to all the channels. It'll be links will be in the description. And then check out the NBA prediction show I did last Friday. NBA official season starts today because there was only 2 games last night, so there's a big slate tonight. So check that out. And I'll be back next week, and probably next Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm gonna eat out.